Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Others Boxing. We're back again with another weekend recap and some news and notes for you guys. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe when you come on in. Salute to the playback. I appreciate you guys coming through. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get to it, man. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed their weekend of boxing for sure. We have some good stuff to talk about. And some good news as well. Some fight announcements and some press conference to go over. So, pretty solid. My bro Mike in the building. What's good with you? Salute. All right, so let's go back to Thursday. So Thursday, Eye of the Tiger had a card up in Canada. Had some notable guys on there. This is Stephen Butler, who was the main event. He got the ninth round stoppage. He dropped the guy a couple of times. He was in control of the fight, but it was pretty entertaining though. But Stephen Butler, this is like his first fight at 168, and he's a noted puncher at 160. He have up and down performances. He either gonna knock you out or you gonna stop him. And he was supposed to fight Eric Bayanza at 168. Eric Bayanza, he having some health issues, or he just couldn't make it to the fight, so he had to take a late replacement. He got the job done. So let's see if he's going to try to contend at 168, because 168 got some good fights for him if he's going to contend. So maybe they can reschedule the Bayanza fight. He's in the same stable as Christian and Billy and Iglesias, but I doubt if we get those fights. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. John Arroyo had a good win. He ran through Najinga. Y'all know Najinga been around for a long time for everybody. And he fought Devin Haney, Tito Mercado, Barbosa, Mortala. So he fought everybody. And John Arroyo is an up and coming prospect trying to cross over to a contender, and he ran through Buddy in 2 rounds. Good performance. John Arroyo is one of those guys that's been, under the radar, fighting in Canada, but he's actually a good fighter. He's a Ring Magazine ambassador too, so they got his support. So that's what's up. Moreno Fundero, he had a tough fight against William Langston, and I broke this down on my pregame show. Like, this guy Langston, he always come on the B side, but he can fight. He's one of those dudes that can give your hot prospects some rounds. He can fuck around and beat them, and he probably won this fight, to be honest. He gave Fundero a real tough fight. They ended up giving Fundero the decision, but that was either a draw, like legit draw, or Langston. That was one of those type of fights. So let's see. From there, that's kind of like a step back, but it's also some growth to that, because William Langston give everybody problems. Like, he's a tough ass B side opponent. So if you see William Langston on the other side, he gonna give that guy a tough fight. So that's what it is. So this was Eye of the Tiger Promotions. They got in Billy, they got Arslan Beck, they got Mary Spencer, Iglesias. They got Catiel. They got some good fighters up there. So yeah, that's what's good. Marlon Prince, Mar in the building. Salute to you. Yeah, he looked good. He looked good. Yeah, bro, he looked good. It's time to step him up. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a step up fight for sure. Yes, sir. He looked real good. All right. want to talk about the Ben and Eubank. Uh, so we know this is a rematch, and we're gonna run up the card. So it was yesterday. It was a big event in the UK. That shit looked crazy on TV. It was dope. Again, the ring walks was dope. But yeah, let's talk about the card. Work our way up. Mickey Talon, nice looking prospect. I think he's what 19, 20 years old. He's managed by Tasha Jonas. He had a good win. He had a nice knockout. I think it was like the sixth round or fifth round. He landed a nice inside uppercut that stopped the guy. He looked good though. Solid, young, fighting at 115. Yeah, they can just keep developing him. Sam Gilly and Ishmael Davis. This is basically a 50-50 fight, back and forth. I thought Gilly got out to a good start when he was trying to use his range and box and stuff, but he got caught into a fight with fighting the wrong fight with Davis, who was switching and being the aggressor. That he was switching up his stuff. He was more versatile than Sam Gilly, and he started to take those mid rounds. And then Gilly started to come back later in the fight. He hurt Davis late in that fight. I think it was the 11th. He hurt him in the 11th, but he couldn't drop him or something like that. Then Davis ended up getting the 12th. So it was a good back and forth fight. Um, Real competitive. They can run that back again, but Davis ended up getting the decision win. And those scorecards was on point. 115, 113 twice, and 115, 115, 114. Yeah, because they do UK, they do 10-10 rounds. I'm not mad at the scores. And Davis, he can move on. He won the British and Commonwealth titles at 154. This was a good fight for that division at the lower end. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys like in the top 20 of 154, maybe even top 25, depending if you look at the 154. But yeah, that's a good fight. Richard Harapur, he ran through Tommy Welch. Second round, stopped his victory. He looked big and strong. Came in about 236. He like 6'5", 6'6". Um, I think he's 36 years old, so the time is now for him. But heavyweights, they heavyweights kind of mature later, so he may still have some time. But yeah, that was domination. He's with Boxer, so they may look to do Richard Harapur versus the winner of Frazier Clark and TKV, which coming up in 2 weeks. I can see that. I can see that. But I would like to see him in with other guys like French contenders. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of heavyweights in the UK that they can do business with. But I think that might be the path. Keep it in house, especially with Boxer signing that new deal with BBC Sport, and that's like what CBS over here for us, ABC, like regular TV. So I'm guessing he'll get that winner, and that fight got rescheduled. Frazier Clark and TKV got rescheduled for November 29th. So they're basically on the same schedule. If they can make that fight, maybe the first quarter of next year. So we'll see. Yeah, Jack Calabro, yep, real good performance by him for sure. Yep, Scobie, yep, look, yeah, we didn't live up to his hype for sure. Z Pacino, what's good with you, bro? Salute. Amazon versus Kurt Scooby. This was a late replacement opponent. Um, I think Scooby would get a pass if it wasn't for the trash talk and the way he tried to build the fight before. I don't even think he really needed to build the fight because the fight, everybody was coming to see Eubank and Ben. But I get it. So he didn't really do nothing in the fight. Fought behind the high guard, didn't let his hands go, fought in spurts. I mean, Amazon really didn't have much to worry about. And there was spots where he could have because Amazon was kind of letting him in there, but he was too fast, too strong, and he made him eat his words. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Is it some rubs me the wrong way when like everybody talk shit, everybody think they're the best or whatever, but when you don't try, I feel like he didn't even try to win. When you don't try to win, it makes it look even more crazy. Like what I'm saying? We got to burn those black forces. You know what I'm saying? He can't wear those no more type shit because of the way he performed. But, Amazon moves on. I did know Amazem's team wanted Richard Coleman for this fight, fighting a former world champion, but he had some medicals, so he couldn't get past. So Kurt Scobie, he looked like he was in some good shape. He went 12. Maybe that was an issue too, going all those rounds. But he wasn't exerting himself. It looked like he was trying to hold back from getting fading down the stretch. But Adam Zim got the 12th round stoppage. He hit him. I think he hit what, left hook, right hand, left hook, and then he took a knee. He was on him. He took a knee, and then the referee, stopped the fight. I'm not even mad at the stoppage because dude wasn't even in no position to win. I don't know if I gave him a round. I don't know, but Adam Zim moves on. He's a hot guy at 140. I think he need to step up for sure. Not sure what Box is going to do. They're supposed to do a card for him either the top of the year. The top of the year, he's supposed to headline a card on BBC Sport. Let's see what they give him. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be a big name because I don't know if boxers have the bread to bring over a big name. So I don't know. We'll see. But he's a good fighter though. Yeah, he was just all match on 2 weeks. No, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I understand that narrative, and that's the facts. But he didn't come in there acting like that. He came in there like this is his shit. He gonna whatever all this. It would probably been best just to stay on some humble shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but yeah, that was a crazy performance by him because he didn't put up a great effort. That's the thing. They should come to Paramount. I don't know. I think they would. I don't know. Sure, if they come to if that's what they want to do, so we can have some US TV. Shit, come on. I don't know. I haven't heard any US TV that they're gonna do with that new deal. But as of late, Boxer has been on Triller TV. The last couple of cards have been on there, so I'm not sure. He looked sharp yesterday. Yeah, see that. Yeah, he ain't ready for that. Yeah, he ain't on that level for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight. That's a big fight down the line. I think they on the collision course for sure. Jack Calroy, Echo, Usama. Good performance by Jack. Aggressive. Strong. So he looked real good under Bozy Ennis, his first fight. I like that. Jack was he was actively aggressive as a counter puncher. He dropped Usama early in the fight, and he was in control, dominate. But Echo always gonna come back. He said CBS, Paramount Plus, CBS. Are they on there? Oh, you talking about? I don't know if they're a part of that deal, that TKO. I don't know if they're a part of that. That'd be cool. I mean, as long as boxing fans can see the fights, I'm cool with it. Trill Hill, what's good with you, bro? Eubank was awful. Yeah, he didn't look good either. But Calderon, look, he weathered the storm against Echo. That was expected because Echo always finished strong late in fights, and he was on that path. He got back in that fight, but Jack ended up finishing him off in the 11th. I think in that same round he hit him while he was down. I'm not sure if that affected Echo, but after that, Jack got rid of him, knocked him off the ring. That was a good performance because Jack is one of those guys that kind of lull you to sleep. He's a good counter puncher, don't really give you too much. He did get hit a lot in this fight, so I don't know what to take from that. But he got a cut, so he'll probably be out for that extended period. We'll see. But that was a good performance. That was a good performance. I know he's on Matchroom side. Lewis Crocker is an IBF champion. I don't know if he'll get that fight. The fight I like though, I like Karen Shikazen. I like that fight. That fight got storyline too because Boots couldn't stop him under Bozy's tutelage. Let's see if Jack can stop Karen under Bozy. I don't know. I feel and plus with the rankings, the way the rankings going to shift in the WBO, they basically gonna be 1 and 2 after the Haney and Brian Norman fight. So we'll see. Jack Calderon, that was a nice statement at 147. His first fight there with Eubank Harlem, that was a trash fight. You know what I'm saying? So this one was much more pleasant on the eyes, and he was very aggressive. That was dope. Let me see. You mentioned Boxer Sky available at CB. No, I don't remember mentioning that about Boxer. I don't know about that one. I said BBC. I don't know if I ever mentioned Sky Sports. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what US TV Boxer gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before, they was doing Triller TV, uh, like a little pay per view for a couple of fights, the last couple of shows. I remember they was on Peacock, but that deal ended. So I don't know. Yeah, no, it's all good. BBC Sport. Yeah, Echo. I thought Echo could have pulled it out too, but he wasn't taking a lot of those punches well. And Jack Catterall was sharp on his counters. He looked good working off the feints. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jack. That's the thing with him. He always been a good offensive fighter, and he dropped a lot of opponents. If you look at some of his last fights, he just wasn't able to finish them. You know what I'm saying? He probably stayed more patient and wanted to keep it safe. But he always been a good solid. I don't know if he's like a big puncher, but he crisp. You know what I'm saying? He real sharp. But I like that Jack Catterall. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's wide open. I think so. There's a lot of good contenders underneath this. Like Jack is in that same uh put him in the same category as Karen. You got Rocha and Curiel, Stanionis. It's those guys underneath the champions, and even some of these guys can beat the champions because 147 don't got the strongest champions. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he hasn't looked that good since the first Taylor fight. Yeah, he looked real good that fight. They got him. They robbed him with that one. Got stopped with suspect. Yeah, that was crazy. I think they probably could have gave Echo some time. I wouldn't have been mad at that because he did get hit while he was down. But Echo tough as hell. Tough. Main event, man. This was domination by Conor Ben. He dominated. You know what I'm saying? Easy money. Probably one of his easier fights. You know what I'm saying? Especially his easiest fight since the PED thing. He looked good. He looked sharp, strong, good reflexes. His feint game was on point. But Eubank he didn't offer up too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy because you can't really damn what Conor Ben did, but more emphasis on how Eubank looked. He looked like definitely a shot fighter last night, and he got beat up. The 12th round was he put the estimation point on the fight, dropped him twice. First one was a 1-2 down the middle. That was nice. Dropped him. He was off balance, and then he dropped him again. And then that just solidified the fight. If anybody gave Eubank more than 2 rounds, 2 rounds max. Anybody gave him more than that, it's wilding. That shit was like, honestly, that was 12 skunk. To be honest, I saw 12 skunk. I stopped scoring that shit after 6. On a lot of fights that I watch, there's two like it's not competitive to me. I stopped scoring them shits. And Conor Ben was in complete control, and he dominated. So he got the legacy win with the family. The family. That's the first win the Bens had over the Eubanks. So I mean that's some family shit right there. So he talking about moving back down to 147. I like him at 147. I think he's gonna be dangerous at 47. Like because the way he was sharp at 60, we'll see. But that fluctuating up and down in weight, that's gonna be that could be an issue. That could be an issue. You know what I'm saying? But if he can make it safely and he's good to go, I think he's probably the biggest name at 147 right now, other than Pacquiao. But he's like the biggest name. Devin is a big name, but Devin, see, look, he's a big name, but Devin wouldn't mind going to UK. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who's the bigger name? You know what I'm saying? You can't if you got to travel to the UK, who bringing more to the table? So yeah, um, the way the landscape is looking like Barrios and Ryan Garcia gonna fight top of the year. So that kind of that take away Barrios. I know he's been calling out Barrios for the longest time, and I think he'll beat the version of Barrios we've been seeing. Kind of being beats him. Uh, we got Norman and Haney, WBO. If Haney wins, that's a big fight for Conor Ben. Well, that's a big fight, but it's a big fight in the UK though, in my opinion. That's a big fight over there. Uh, who else? Oh, Rolly. So Rolly, he has a mandatory with Giasov. Giasov fought last weekend. So the deadline for their negotiations ended. Now they're under another deadline, and they're about to do a purse bid. So the purse bid should be coming up shortly. And we know Pacquiao is trying to fight Rolly sometime at the top of the year. Pacquiao is in LA. So when Pacquiao is in LA, he got a fight coming up. And Rolly is he's training with Ismail Salas. He's in the gym. So those two probably fight. So that leaves Lewis Crocker. I think Lewis Crocker and Ben is a natural fight. It's a UK fight. It's something they can bring the Irish fans out. So I don't know if they can do like the O2 or something like that, but that can be a solid name and big fight over there. And I think that's the route he's gonna go because Lewis Crocker is in he's in a voluntary state. He just beat Paddy Donovan for the vacant title. Leon Paro about to fight Paddy Donovan top of the year for the IBF final eliminator. So I can see them making that Ben versus Crocker fight. I can see that. But look, Conor Ben is like one of the biggest names from 47 to 160. You know what I'm saying? So he can get big fights. So let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me go back. Salute to everybody in the chat too. I appreciate you guys coming through. I know it was over round one. Yeah, bro, he was. Yeah, I don't know. Guys can be shot, and maybe I don't know. That's crazy. I believe in guys getting. I don't know. I feel like when you go through a 8, 9 week count, like, and you don't know if the guy shot, like I think you see some of that in camp. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but he did. He looked bad. You would have thought that Eubank was a smaller fighter. Yeah, he was getting bullied too. He's aggressive. Sure, he can make adjustment, follow the game plan. Yeah, Conor Ben. Yeah, got the big name. I want to see him sleep Ryan Garcia. That I think that's a possibility. Upgrade the zone ultimate. Okay. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, that's what's up though. I mean, yeah, that's what's up. If they could give you that for free, salute. Colin Ben, I feel should immediately get a shot at 147. Yeah, I think the Lewis Crocker fight makes the most sense next. To be honest, if for a media shot, it makes the most sense for sure. Because that's the only one he based it on a timeline with. If you look at it, I mean, unless they can make him versus the winner of Norman and Haney. I mean, yeah, Norman and Haney. But I don't know. Let's see. Must be a UK price. I paid 45. Yeah, yeah, that's probably what it is. Eubank look, yeah, he looked bad, man. It looked like what's the point of going? He even didn't go to a training camp looking like that. Like, what did they do out there? That make you wonder. So yeah, that's what it is. Top ranked card late last night. Espinoza versus Arnold Kagai. It was some pretty one sided action. Uh, that kid, Marvel, Julian Marvel, that kid, nice. He had a first round stoppage body shot. I mean, Top Rank can build him. I think that was his second or third fight. I can't remember, but he looked good. Richard Torres had some easy money. First round knockout. He broke the dude's nose with an uppercut. Looked like. They can step up Richard Torres now. He's number 4 in the IBF. He's like top 15 in another organization. They can step him up. You know what I'm saying? I like Richard Torres too. I don't think he's ducking no smoke, but I think they can step him up. Now he did turn on the IBF eliminator for Frank Sanchez, which was probably a good fight for him at this stage of Frank Sanchez's career. But it's interesting. He didn't get his ranking. They didn't move him down in the rankings. When you turn down eliminators in the IBF, they move you down the rankings. They move FA down since he turned it down with Frank Sanchez. They move him out of the top 10, and they move Moses down out of the top 15. I mean, out of the top 10. So Daniel Dubois was next available guy. He accepted it, and then those guys supposed to have a purse bid, but he got pushed back another week. So I think Richard Torres, shoot, if Big Baby's still around, I ain't mad at that. FA, I ain't mad at that fight either. I think it's time to step up Richard Torres. Same thing for Delgado. Well, no, Emiliano Vargas. I'm gonna get to Delgado. Emiliano Vargas, he got some good rounds last night. You know what I'm saying? But they can step him up though. He can fight. You know what I'm saying? He hurt the dude early in the fight and dropped him, and the guy was tough. Like some guys, you can't get up out of there, and those was much needed rounds. Like these guys to be getting first, second round knockouts and fighting low level competition. It's good for them to go the distance just to see what that feel like. And even though the opponent won't so crazy, those were solid rounds. He had some resistance, so I give the opponent some credit. But Emiliano Vargas is the future star in the sport. You know what I'm saying? They can move him at 140. It's a lot of names at 140 he can fight. There's some good opposition. Like what's the kid? I can't think of Ponce. Jeremiah Ponce will be a perfect type of fight for Emiliano Vargas. You know what I'm saying? Emiliano Vargas. That'd be a good fight. Like he needs something like that. And 140, it's not like you can't find tough, sturdy competition at 140. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I actually think if he can beat the other two 140 guys on this card, Delgado and Gallus, I'm just saying Galas. I think Vargas is right there with them skill wise. But yeah, that Delgado and Gallus fight, that shit was crazy. I gotta speak on that. That shit was crazy to me. Um, yeah, 17-year old, yeah, he nice. Yeah, keep him active. He get another fight this year. Um, it would get smoked with Torres. Shoot, man, I want to see it though. At least I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. Nah, me either. See, that's what I'm saying. He been getting a couple of favorable decisions. So Adolfo Delgado versus Gabriel Gallus. It was I don't know. On paper, it was a good fight, but I thought Gallus was in control. I thought he was in control. His jab was on point. He was he was moving up and down. He was kind of getting my man off rhythm, and I thought he was in control of the fight. Delgado kind of came on down the stretch, but I thought it was an easy fight to score. I scored at 116, 111. He scored he dropped Delgado in the 12th round with a left hook. And I thought that should have stamped the fight. Um, but I didn't like the decision. This is an IBF eliminator. Neither watching both guys, I'm like, they not gonna do nothing with Hitchens. I can't even see Hitchens even taking that fight, to be honest. But they are Delgado is the mandatory for Richardson Hitchens. I don't know if that's gonna be next. I think Hitchens gonna fight somebody else next, but you know, Hitchens gonna go crazy on that fight if he take that fight. I can't even see him taking it. But obviously, Top Rank want Delgado to succeed because he been having some up and down performances as well. He been getting good, solid competition, but I just feel like the Elvis fight. That was a similar type of fight. Elvis was in control. Did somebody get dropped late in that fight? Something happened late in that fight. I can't remember, but that was I felt like Elvis probably edged that out, and he got denied. And he won't really pressing the issue. Like he could have fought Gallus on the inside. he'll throw one or two punches and let them circle out. I don't know. It's like he didn't fight like he was hungry enough. I don't know. Maybe not having the presence of Robert Garcia in the corner was an issue. I don't know what that was, but he didn't look like he was trying to, or he wanted to win type shit. So it is what it is. So he moves on. Let's see. I don't think he's gonna get Hitchens next, so they'll probably give him another fight if I don't know if they got anything available. Main event, domination. Another dominating fight by Rafael Espinoza, he made his fourth WO featherweight title defense against Arnold Kaga. It's hard. It's gonna be hard to beat that dude. It's gonna be hard to beat him. Hitchens lands somewhere. Was it independent? I think he's with Berlanga's manager. He haven't signed a promotional deal with nobody. I don't think he have to if he got Keith Conley. He might be good. Let's go for the best deal and not be tied into a promoter. But yeah, because he's not a big name. So I mean, maybe a promoter would help in some sense, but in other ways, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he wasn't satisfied with the way Eddie moved him, and Eddie put him in position, got him a world title. You know what I'm saying? Eddie did such a good job with him. People forget about the Lemos fight. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people thought he lost. Espinoza's a tough out. I want him to dissect ball. He probably would too. Oh man, this dude is consistent with his work. He uses range when he want to. That was that dude Arnold Kagawa was gonna get past a jab. Like he made him pay a price for getting in. The uppercuts was the difference. The uppercut started to slow Arnold Kagawa down, who was throwing like one punch at a time. He was trying to loop his shots over. He was connecting though. Like that's gonna be the thing. Whoever fight Espinoza to beat him, you gotta have some power. If you got some power, you'll have some opportunities. But you can't just sit there and let him start to piece you up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move, and you gotta be able to counter punch effectively to get his attention. But Espinoza gonna be a problem. It's gonna be tough to beat him at 126. A lot of these guys are small, and he just beat you up over the fight. Like he damaged you, and that fight probably could have been stopped after the 7th round. I'm not even gonna hold you. That shit went on about 3 rounds too many. Arnold Kagawa didn't come out in the 11th round, and yeah, I can't even say it was a good stoppage because should have been stopped a couple rounds ago. But Espinoza moves on. What's next? Of course, we want to see a unification. It came out that him and Angel Leo is working towards a, a deal later in the year for unification, which I think it should have been next, in my opinion. I don't know what they're waiting for. But Leo, we're gonna talk about him later in the show, but he got something coming up. And Espinoza, he's gonna get a mandatory in 2 weeks. Um, Elijah Pierce, he's gonna fight Lorenzo Parra for the WBO final eliminator. So maybe they'll order that fight for Espinoza. Espinoza versus the winner of that. Espinoza and Leo is now on the same schedule. I feel like Espinoza can get another fight in around the same time that Angel Leo fights. He fights in February. So I'm guessing he's going to satisfy his mandatory. He's not going to get a unification from my knowledge. I would like to see a Nick Ball unification, but Nick Ball is in negotiations with Brandon Figueroa for the WBA. So I don't know. And featherweight is kind of upside down. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of upside down. Now, it's a possibility that Espinoza could move up to 130. He's a big guy. I feel like he'll fill in perfectly, but I'm not sure what would be a path for him right now, like next, because we know we got the big fight coming up with Navarrete and Nunes. That's a good one. So maybe he'll get the winner of that down the line, but everybody else is like tied up. So we'll see. He said Hitchens left Eddie so he could become a fighter who fights once a year. Elvis rocked him in the ninth, but then okay, that's what it was. Okay. I know it was something dramatic that happened. I'm ready for the 26 champs to unify or fight some. Yeah, I'm with that too. Shushu, odd man out. You know, he's he's an odd man out. He's an odd man out, but I don't know. Yeah, they had a card. Yeah, they did. I seen they had a couple of local. I seen Stephanie Simon get a stoppage victory. Yeah, it was on YouTube. Yeah, he fought. Yeah, he fought. Stay active. Yeah, he said that Shushu turned him down for January 31st and on the Xander card. So that's why I don't believe in boogeyman. I know some of y'all do, and the narrative is out there, but I don't because everybody that you say turns you down, you probably turn them down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're a boogeyman, you ain't turning down your collar, you ain't turning down nothing. You fighting whatever. And then look, it makes it even more suspect because Shushu had he tweeted like he just want to fight. I just want to fight, bro. That's it. I just want to fight. If that's the case, bro, why not fight Santana on the undercard of Xander? You know what I'm saying? Don't say that, and then the dude saying you turn him down. So I don't know. It is what it is. He said, "Why can't Albert Barrel get a title shot? Because his team ain't strong enough. That's what it is. He was with Top Rank, and they wasn't strong enough to get him a title shot. If they ain't strong enough, then nobody else is. But he supposed to be working. He supposed to be on Jake Paul's next card, whenever he fight. So let's see. He's in a better position now at lightweight, where he can be maybe he's like one fight away from an eliminator, maybe IBF, and I think that would be his path. So yeah, I think this is the best chance for him ever getting a title shot right now at 135. He beat Shushu in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he beat him, but that's a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is a good fighter. He's solid. That's a good fight. Say he get hit too much. I like to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? He 30 he gotta make a move. That's what but he chose to go down the WBC route. He chose that. He was number one with the WBA, number one with he was number one with the WBO too. If Top Rank and those guys can't get you the fights, then I don't know. But I just don't like when guys say, "Man, I just want to fight," and then there's news about a fight that was offered to you and you turned it down. I always believed that Shushu would be on that. Whenever they announce Teofimo and Shakur, I don't know when they're going to announce that. I feel like that's a Riyadh season card. I don't know. People keep saying New York. I don't know when that shit going to take place. But if it's in New York, I feel like Shushu should be on that card. You know what I'm saying? Shushu, Hitchens to build up that undercard. So we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fight, bro, there's opportunities out there to me. But it is what it is. Let's move on. So earlier this week we had the press conference of Matisse versus Smith. So it's going down uh, January the 10th. It's a WBC title fight at 140 pounds. Matisse just won the title against Alberto Playo in a real close fight. Could have went either way. I thought Playo actually pulled it out. But Smith is the mandatory. This is an interesting fight, though. Smith is more fresh, you know what I'm saying? Really haven't had a lot of hard fights. I don't think he had a hard fight. I like his skill set. He got a good right hand. He's strong. If he's physical enough to withstand what Matisse brings to the table, he gonna have some success. Matisse get hit too much for me. I know he's strong and he gonna test you. He gonna push your will, but he get hit way too much for me. And it's gonna be a point where I think he's 33. It's gonna be a punch. It's gonna be a point where those punches start to feel a little different. I don't know. This card is gonna be on pay per view. They haven't announced the undercard, but I did hear one fight: Alfredo Santiago versus Henry Cedeño. That's a good fight, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good one. Or Yuri Cedeño. No, the 140 Cedeño. Yeah, that's supposed to be on the card. So it's gonna be at Brooklyn Barclays Center. Um, so Fresh Promotions is doing this card. Fresh Productions from Puerto Rico. They're doing their first card in the U.S. So that's what's up. But I don't know how that shit gonna look on pay per view. Like I ain't into the whatever, but I don't feel like a card that gonna go crazy. But I would like to see the fight for sure because this is a good domino at 140, which is still a good division. So they announced this fight. They had a media workout earlier the week too. Um, haven't heard Duck Level. I haven't heard Duck and Level talk in my life. Maybe it's because yeah. I don't really like the Duck talk, and I don't like when guys say. I mean, it's cool to say it, but I don't know. These fighters be diminishing their opponent, and then they want credit at the end. You know what I'm saying? You should get credit for stepping in the ring, regardless. But if the guy trash and he a bomb and he this a level above him, like honestly, why would fans want to watch it? To be honest, when guys say that, bro, I'm like, oh, that shit is weird to me. Why would you fight him if he's not on your level? You know what I'm saying? That shit is weird, but it is what I guess that's a good selling point, I guess. But that shit is definitely played out. I would think this guy's been ambassadors for Ring. They get, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Shushu, John Arobio, those guys, yeah. Shushu is very marketable too. And he got the WBC interim. I think they just really playing the waiting game with him. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it's Fulton. It's a domino effect from Tank pulling out these fights in which not allowing Fulton to fight Foster. The WBC is not going to just up and strip Fulton. They're going to wait to see what happens with the Foster fight. We barely get it in December. It's supposed to happen like in June, August. So that got Shushu behind the power curve. That's why he took that interim fight. They ordered for him to fight the winner between Ray Vargas and Castro, so Vargas can come out of recess. But Vargas can't come out of recess if Fulton still got the title and haven't moved up to fight 130, and we got the results yet. So Shushu's in a waiting game. So he's not gonna get the Espinoza fight. He's not gonna get the Leo fight. So what's the next best thing? Stay active and fight a quality guy. You know what I'm saying? Do he deserve those fights with Leo and Espinoza? I think so. He on that side of the street. It should be an easy fight to be made. But if we don't get it, then what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm on. Or if you're gonna wait it out, just wait it out and not complain to the public that I just want to fight. That when you say that, that tells me that they're not giving you the opportunities to fight or whatever. But I don't know. He's an interim champion. At least he should defend. Yeah, I'm saying that would be cool. Or fight on that Shakur card or whatever they're gonna do. I think Dalton have a real shot. You know what I'm saying? You doing midweek coverage of the Riyadh card. Um, I might talk about it. I might do something like Thursday maybe. Let's see. Here in Sudan, yeah, that's a good fight right there. That's a good fight. Yep. At 140. Yeah, it's tough because Teofimo gotta he don't have to do a mandatory until like September of 2026. He got a while. What platform? You can catch it on pay-per-view.com. It's another group that's behind this financially. I can't remember the name of them. I can't remember the name, but you can catch it on ppv.com if you want to watch the pay-per-view. All right, let's move on. Here's another fight that was announced. This is great for boxing fans right here. Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru. Unification at 154 WOWA. This what's up. I like this. You know what I'm saying? This is a real good fight. I don't know if this like so one sided for Xander. I think Baru can win this fight. They know each other too. They sparred many rounds together, so that it's a familiar. They familiar with each other. So it's going down. January the 31st in Puerto Rico. Homecoming fight for Xander. He look, credit to him because Top Rank was trying to get Xander Giovanni Santillan. He said no thanks. So maybe they still want him to do Giovanni Santillan after this. If he become unified and he want to take like just a regular defense and it's against Giovanni, I don't think too many would trip. You know what I'm saying? Because that division at the top, a lot of uncertainty. But he has. If Xander is in the driver's seat because he can be a future star, like a big star. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Puerto Rican boxing. Um, it's crazy because we got 3 world title fights in this division on the same day. Bachman and Kelly. We're gonna talk about that too. So this is good, yo. This is dope. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, but this is dope. So yeah, they did that press thing this week, and then these guys probably rolling to training camp probably top of December. So that's what's up. I'm looking forward to this. So I know. So the same company that helping with this fight, Icon Plus, they're the same company that helping with the Matisse fight. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Icon Plus. You guys can do some research on that. But I did see that those guys, but this entity is involved with both fights. So I don't know if that's a Puerto Rican thing. I haven't did much research, but Icon Plus are doing some work with Xander and Matisse. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. He got more dog in him than Xander. Man, he can win this fight. He can win this fight for sure. I'm not ruling that out. I like Xander's Zayed's boxing skills, but Baru got more ways to win. Yeah, it's 50. I think I agree with that. It's 50-50. All right. So, Salida Promotions announced this card coming up. This is a rematch. Olivia Curry versus Kay Scott. This was the vacant unified titles. They fought earlier, I think it was September. That was a good fight, though. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Kay Scott won, but they scored it a draw, so those titles became vacant. At 160, this is a big chess move because Tam Taboo is the WBA mandatory. So I was thinking, since they fought to a draw, Tam could have fought for a vacant WBA title. But obviously, they're going to keep these ladies fight for the unified titles, the vacant titles. These titles was left vacant by Carissa Shields at 160 when she went up to heavyweight. So I don't mind the rematch, and I don't even mind it being 2 titles on the line because the fight was good. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, can they, live up to the first fight? Tony Harrison is back. He's a faded former world champion. He facing Brian Chavez from Argentina. It's a fight he should win, but you never know. These guys, these guys are taking a lot of punishment, and their punch resistance is not there. He's like in the same category as Lubin, as Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? He got skills galore, but taking shots is crazy. His comeback fight, he was winning, and they got dropped in the 9th round. Like, the 9th round, Tony Harrison got some curse. Somebody cursed him. I don't know what it is with him in the 9th round. That shit should be steady. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, this is December the 20th, so right before the holiday. It's gonna be on the Zone, Salida Promotions. Salida and Carissa just linked back up, and Salida has a deal with the Zone. A lot of people don't know that, but that's probably a good reason why Carissa re-signed. So this is doing this card right here. They've been active. They've been doing a lot of shows this year. Like every other month type shit. So that's cool. All right. Some more news. So we're going to super middleweight for the next 2. So Iglesias versus Bruno Saras. This fight is in negotiations and in the works for January the 31st. Supposed to be on the Shakur and Teofimo undercard. This is not a bad fight. Iglesias is the IBF mandatory for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is not fighting Iglesias. Bruno Saras is like number. Then the Iglesias team should go to the IBF and ask for an interim title. You know what I'm saying? They did it before. You know what I'm saying? If they can go petition for it, that's what I see. Because he ain't fighting Crawford. But this not a bad fight though. So yeah, January 31st. This is what I'm hearing. Supposed to be on that undercard. This is a good fight though. This is another one of those cases where instead of just waiting for your mandatory, just fight the next available guy that's willing to take the fight. Bruno Ross is coming off of 2 fights with Jaime Munguia. He stopped him in the first fight, upset of the year, knocked out in the 6th round, came out of nowhere. Then he lost to Jaime Munguia in May. He got outboxed. Jaime Munguia was fighting real cautious, but Jaime tested positive for banned substance. He got cleared. I don't know. That's just crazy. And so he ain't take no suspension. He just was clear his name. So Bruno Serranos, he's still a good fighter though. I ain't mad at it. This is a solid fight though. Also on the same card, on the undercard, they working for this fight. And Billy versus McGee. Now this is an action packed fight. This is the fight where I thought the Top Rank was building towards when McGee signed with Top Rank. It was working towards that. You're breaking up, audio choppy. Can you hear me now? I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I don't know what happened. Let me know if you can hear me now. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'm just gonna close the show. Salute to everybody in the building. He started breaking up. Man, I hope I'm good now. Let me know. I ain't changed now. Everything look good on my side, but I don't know. He's finna step on dude. Let's go. Let's see. And Billy don't want no smoke with the Lester guy, with my guy Lester. I don't know. I think I got a take on that too. I think they feel like they was forced into that fight. I don't know. I guess they want bigger money. I don't know. But I feel like they can come back to that fight. I'm not mad that it not happening next, even though it was a great fight. But I'm not mad. This is gonna be a good fight too. And I know they've been trying to get this fight done for the longest time with Top Rank. So yeah. So if you keeping track at home, if you still can hear me, hopefully everybody good. Hopefully I'm good on the other end. But so Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo, and then Billy versus Munguia, Iglesias versus Bruno Serranos, maybe Hitchens, maybe Shushu. That sounds like a solid card. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it is, we'll see. So yeah, this is a good fight though, and it's still an important fight for the division because you got 2 top names. Just some question marks with how he might get testing positive. That's always an issue when guys test positive. So I spoke on Angelo Leo coming back. He's gonna have a title defense against a South African fighter, Delami. That's February 21st. So that's cool. He just made it. Well, damn, he been out the ring for a minute. He just had an IBF mandatory defense against Kameda. Lee Jackson in the bill. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So he fought in May, beat his mandatory. I thought he would be back sometime later this year. I was loving the Espinosa fight, but he's actually going to fight just a title defense. And it's a homecoming fight. Yeah, he fighting in New Mexico, so that's good. That's good. They're gonna come out for him. That's a boxing town. So Albuquerque, that's a boxing town. So that's a fight town. Boxing fight. That's a good town for them to have an event. So yeah, that's what's up. Pro Box TV. Pro Box is leading the way for me with all these fight cards, and they got a lot of. They're gonna have a good schedule next year too, and they trying to. Pro Box is branching out. They're trying to go to NYC to have a card. Uh, they're doing events in the DC area still. They kind of expanded, so that's what's up. Yeah, they're gonna have a big. Yeah, there you go. They're gonna have a big year. Yes, sir. Yep, that's next week. Yep, good fight. The week after, you got Magdaleno versus Yakovov. The week prior, we had Tiger Johnson and Nicholas Flores. And they got a card coming up. I'm gonna talk about it too, December 19th. So yeah, I like Leo. Leo is one of those likable guys in boxing that you can get behind for sure. All right, so we had a immediate press bid for this fight, Callum Smith and David Morrell. These guys couldn't reach a deal. They had a deadline set last week. They couldn't reach a deal, so press bid is gonna get ordered. I feel like this fight was already done. You know what I'm saying? I know David Morrell is expecting a child coming up soon, and originally it's supposed to be in November, but it got pushed back to the top of the year. And I thought could be a Riyadh season fight, like the one they gonna have a card February the 14th and Riyadh season to close the for Riyadh season. So I was thinking it was gonna be over there, but I don't know. Now it's going to purse bids. It's interesting. Can Eddie win that and put it and stage it at one of his shows? Make Morrell come to where he from? Liverpool, huh? Make him come to Liverpool. I don't know. This is a good fight for the division. This is like a 50-50 fight. Morrell, he had Morrell should be 0-2 for 2025. He got a new trainer too. He's with Ismail Salas. He trained with him in Vegas. Uh, that's a good fight. Whenever it happens, it's for the WO interim title. Um, I just want to see the fight. I think it's a good one. I think Madaleno pulled out. Check the box rate. Okay. Pulled out. Okay. That car gonna be in Fresno. Yeah. Let me see. All right, we have it's talks about this fight happening. Charlo and Plant. I know these guys was originally planning on fighting each other, but Plant lost to Resendez. Looked like Plant had a rematch clause for Resendez. It looked like he turned it down because Resendez and Berlinger are in talks to fight. So they still going through with this. I know that was the point of these guys fighting on the same card. So I guess they like, all right, we still gonna go with the original plan. I don't know. I I think Plant is past it. I think he's faded now. I think he's getting faded. You know, I do. I think he's faded. He ain't taking punches the same. And this is gonna be a tough fight because Charlo keep it pretty simple. He got a big, strong jab, and he's shooting the right hand behind it. He can win this fight with a jab. Even though Caleb Plant do have a good jab, his punch resistance ain't there. And then this is an interesting fight. As far as it's crazy how the tide done turn. You know what I'm saying? Because before we thinking Plant got the advantage. He smacked the shit out of Charlo. He basically punked him and this and that. Charlo was acting all humble in his presence at the press conference. And then Plant, we know he fights with a chip on his shoulder. You see the shirt, Revenge Tour, but he laid a big egg against Resendez. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't taking punches well. Then he got a new trainer. Breadman left him. I don't know. It feels like now the momentum is on Charlo's side. Charlo haven't been the most active, but he's big and strong for the weight, and he's still got one of the best jabs in boxing. I like Charlo, and even before that, I thought Charlo would have a good opportunity too because Charlo got championship qualities. He undefeated. No, we know that, but he got championship qualities. If you got a good jab and a good chin, bro, you halfway there, and you can run everything else together. I just think Plant is faded. Let's see. Prove me wrong. He proved me wrong before. Let's see if we can do it again. Let's see where they're gonna put this fight. I mean, if I'm guessing, I feel like this is a undercard fight for Pacquiao. I don't know if Pacquiao gonna fight. January 31st seem crowded right now. Somebody got going on the 24th. I don't know because I heard Pacquiao going on the 31st. Originally the 24th. He did announce the 24th. That actually made more sense because there's not a lot going on the 24th. We got more Tyler and Cruz, but let's see. I guess fans still want to see it, but it would have been much. Of course, it'd been much more hype if Plant would have won his fight, and they could have built it up like that. But Charlo did his part, so it is what it is. He don't have a gas tank. He never had a gas tank. Go watch the fights where he looked good in. He ain't like look at the Uzkatigi fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but let's see. Here's that Pro Box card I was talking about for December 19th. Y'all know they keep it coming. Ramon Cardenas versus Eric Robles. That's not a bad comeback fight for Cardenas, coming off the loss to Anyway. Herbert Conceição versus Paul Crow. It's crazy that Paul Crow's still undefeated. I feel like he lost already. But he been having a lot. He had a lot of close fights. Paul Crow is one of those guys that's basically never lived up to the hype. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's promotional, man. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like he should have been more further along in his career. Marquand Williams is back. He's coming off his first loss to Antonio Moran. So yeah, got him back in the mix. Marcus Valle versus Joshawn James. That's an interesting fight. We know Joshawn James is coming off a knockout loss to Lester Martinez. Let's see how much that took out of him. Marcus Valle coming off a loss too, I believe. I forgot who he lost to, but he coming off a loss. Yo, that's a good fight right there. That's pretty much 50-50. That's pro box. That's a pro box fight right there. Valle versus James. So yeah, December 19th, pro box. It's gonna be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, so that's another one. I don't know when they're gonna reschedule that. I don't know. Maybe on Pacquiao's card too. It's a lot of up in the air. I guess we'll learn more if they don't announce it between here and now and in a few weeks at the WBC convention. Then I don't know. So let's see if they announce something at the WBC convention the first week of December. So yeah, that's another one. I don't know. Maybe that fight. I don't know. You know what? That's a good point because that whole undercard got shifted to December the 6th. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They haven't announced that. Yo, these two young guys is fighting on that Badu Jack and Noel McKellen card. That's December 13th in LA for the WBC title. So these guys, Johnny Mansour and Julius Balo. Balo is with Top Rank, and he worked with overtime. Both guys work with overtime as well. But yeah, I like Balo though. Juju is nice. He can fight. He can fight. I seen his fight on Top Rank. He's good. Mansoor, he don't have a deal with Top Rank. I know he had a fight over there, but he's with overtime. So these two young guys will be on that card. And then the last couple of ones we're gonna talk about. So Matchroom announced some of their fights for the first quarter of 2026, which is I'm hyped. I love schedules in boxing. I don't care if y'all can rate the cards 1 through 10. I don't care. Y'all can do it. I just love when promoters, networks, they have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. So the first one, we got Raymond Atala defending his IBF lightweight title against Andy Cruz. I think it's a good fight. I think both guys. I think it's gonna be better than what people is predicting. They think it's gonna be a boring tactical fight. It could be, but I think Bozy got Andy Cruz want to be aggressive, and with his flair and he got good defense too. But the way he brings to the game offensively, he can make this a fun fight too. Raymond Tyler is a workmanlike guy, pretty basic, but he's good. He's good. I think he's strong counter puncher, can punch with both hands. I think this is a step up fight for Andy Cruz. Honestly, I think it's a big step up for Andy Cruz in his professional career. Now, what he did in the amateurs, maybe that can overtake everything in this fight, in this matchup. But I like this. I like this fight. Very important fight for the lightweight division. So one of the key things to this fight, and we'll probably talk about it more as it get closer, is the weight. Robert Garcia already said basically win, lose, or draw. Mortala is out. He's moving up to 140. So that's interesting. So he basically put out a excuse already, which I don't know. Then we get the matchup between Bozy and Robert Garcia. We won't see that matchup when Boots and Virgil face off. So this is like the prelude to that, the prelims of that. I think it's an interesting fight. I feel like it's 50-50. I can see a path for both guys winning. I don't know if it's just domination on one side or the other. I feel like it can be a real competitive fight, and it's a fight where Andy Cruz gonna have to be switched on. Like I mean, like like I know he's been facing lesser guys, right? But I feel like his defense got to be at the top of like the best defense he had because he's facing a sharpshooter, a guy that can counterpunch. They got power. This might be the biggest puncher he'd have faced. You know what I'm saying? And if he's sitting and fighting and giving more Tyler opportunities to counter him while he being aggressive, I think that's a door open where we can see something. We can see a chink in the armor. We'll see though, because he do got good defense and he can box his ass off. If he's boxing and using the ring and making more Tyler walk with him and you know what I'm saying? He ain't cutting out the ring right, he can get all boxed 9-3 type shit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like this fight. I like it. He has one foot out the door at lightweight, so that yeah. Then Island Tiger dropped one too. They have. I don't think they dropped. They got a card for December 13th, December the 11th. Katia fighting Richard Rivera, but I don't know if they dropped one for 26 yet. They dropped some dates. They dropped like 6 dates for 2026. I think February the 5th is their first date. He better not pull a Keyshawn. I don't think he's like that. You may missing weight because a lot of people miss weight, not just Keyshawn. But when you say pull a Keyshawn, that means blow up your city. You know what I'm saying? Get all your brothers fired from Top Rank. Just go beating up, fighting people, and having your baby in harm's way, and all this. I don't think more Tyler is on that type of time. But missing weight, man, it's thousands of hundreds of fighters that miss weight. If which one you talking about? Because Keyshawn blew up his city. He did some wild ass shit. He fighting in the damn the bowels of the arena. You know what I'm saying? Walking to the opponent's locker room and shit, headbutting motherfuckers. I don't think more Tyler is on that type of time. But which one you talking about? Because that's a big line to cross. And you just say he's just gonna miss weight like Keyshawn did. Okay, I got you. But when I'm thinking about Keyshawn, I'm thinking about him blowing up his city. You know what I'm saying? Option LD, what's good with you, bro? He said, "You right." Yeah. I think, yeah. I can. He mess around, and miss weight, but look, this is a big opportunity for more Tyler because if he vacate or lose the title on the scales, he basically done because he's not gonna have the leverage to go up to 140 and get into big fights. You know what I'm saying? If he was able to make a successful defense, make weight, and then move up, then he'll have more credibility going to the next weight class. You know what I'm saying? But if he don't, he's not a marketable fighter. This dude barely talks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about him too. He kind of just go about his business. But with Tyrant not having a deal right now, I don't know if you want to be messing up that like that. And I think he's professional enough to at least give a great effort to make the weight. I think the rehydration clause is the issue, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I saw Keyshawn hit it December 22nd return date. Um, nope. But who? I see. Oh, see. Let's clear something up, bro. I seen him say December 22nd, but I ain't heard nothing about no return date. He just said December 22nd. That could be his baby mama due date. That can be his one of his family members' birthday. That can be where he opened up a business. It can be anything. He riding on the boat talking about thank you, Jesus. I don't know. Maybe he getting baptized that day. I don't know. And December 22nd, what day is that on? I think the 20th is on Sunday. 19th on Saturday, 20th. So that's on a Tuesday? Who he fighting on a Tuesday? Pro Box don't even do shows on Wednesday no more. Who he fighting on Tuesday? I don't be falling for that. And what happens? Boxing content creators will see December 22nd and be like, "That's when Keyshawn coming back. Let's go." Nah, bro. I don't trust a fighter that retires at the top of their game. Uh, JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? I don't like fake retirements. You know what I'm saying? That goes for Shakur. That goes for Teofimo. That goes for Keyshawn. Anybody? Tyson Fury. I don't like those fake retirements. So I don't know. I don't know what December 22nd means. They gotta clarify. On no subliminals. Just keep it. Just keep it a buck. Let us know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the date he don't get his ears pierced or something. I don't know. Here's another one. We've been waiting for this one because we haven't seen Bachman in the ring in a long time, over a year. He's going to go to the UK and fight Josh Kelly, IBF mandatory. Josh Kelly just linked back up with Matchroom, so you know they got options on him. It looked like the winner should be in position to fight Boots. Shoot, Boots might have to fight the winner. The way Virgil team talking, but that's another story. Um, Man, this is interesting though. I like Bachman in the fight, but I don't know how. Like, listen, Josh Kelly's movement, if he's defensively responsible, he can have some success because Mortalov is an aggressive type of guy, and he can be reaching and get off balance, and he Kelly can have some success. We'll see. We are big on Kelly because we think about the Avanesian fight, and everybody got this boogeyman moniker on Mutala's Bachman. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the boogeyman name. So I'm not saying that he can't win the fight, Kelly, but I like Bachman. Bachman is a boxer puncher. He's long and rangy. He got power in both hands, and he got good movement too. You know what I'm saying? So he can move around with Kelly. But if Kelly, Kelly got to put it together. Like, yeah, he can move and box and he can counterpunch, but he have to be active with his hands because Bachman is coming. You know what I'm saying? He got the mentality that I'm gonna come in your backyard as the B side champion, and I'm coming to stop you. So I like his mentality. This is great for the division because, like I said, we got two other belts on the same day on the line, Xander and Abbas Baruch. So in perfect world, the winners can fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Boots and Virgil gonna do their thing. It's an opportunity where, and then we don't know Fondora and Thurman how that's gonna work out. So it could be a possibility of we seeing a three belt unification sometime in the summer, especially if Xander wins, because Xander got the Puerto Ricans. They can do MSG on Puerto Rican Day weekend against the winner. So, yeah, this is an important fight for the division for sure. And that's on a Monday. Okay. Shoot. I know back in the day they used to do pay per views on Mondays and shit. I don't know. Maybe he got his dates wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Keyshawn, if he come back, I don't see him come back this year. I think that's part of his punishment is to come back. No, the 20. Yeah, okay, yeah, the 20th. Okay. I feel like it's on Monday. I feel like part of his punishment is to sit out for the rest of the year. I don't know. He said Kelly going to sleep. Let's see. Let's see. He got all the advantages. Basically, he got a home game, and he's the home promoted fighter. So we'll see. All right. They also announced Wood versus Warrington. I ain't really crazy about this fight, other than I know it's gonna be action packed. You know, Lee Wood got that clutch gene. Both guys are faded though. They should probably retire, but I don't mind this type of fight because they basically on the same level. They fought before. Lee Wood got the stoppage, and he was hurting Josh Warrington all over the ring and shit. So let's see. But both guys is done. You know what I'm saying? So if it's two guys that's done, that's faded, and they fight each other, I ain't tripping off I ain't tripping off of. I'm not tripping off of it too much. Instead of a guy in his prime fighting somebody we know is faded and we know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So this is February 21st. Hopefully they build up a good undercard. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a UK show, so that's what it is. But this one right here, this is what we want right here as boxing fans. Top Rank and Matchroom was able to get together to make this unification at 130 pounds. Emmanuel Navarrete versus Sugar Nunez. IBF and WO titles on the line. This is a good one. I can't, man. I know it's cliche, but I can't see this being a bad fight. You know what I'm saying? Because both guys bringing that shit. I think Nunez is the bigger, harder puncher, but maybe Navarrete. I don't know. It's weird. Navarrete is a good puncher too, and he fights, crazy angles and shit like that. And he's tough, and he been through it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, this is a good fight because once Navarrete started to wake up after the first couple of rounds, it's gonna be issues. I can see it now. Rete being the aggressor, Nunez on the boxing and using the ring and counter punching. This is gonna be a good one though. So February 28th in Arizona. So it's gonna be a big crowd, a lot of Mexicans out there. This is a good one though, and very important fight for the division because we rarely get unification at 130 and 126. And Navarrete, yeah, this is good though. I like this. I'm glad they came able to come together to make this fight. So yeah, I was skeptical at first because the WBO they ordered Charlie Suarez to fight Navarrete, and Suarez should be champion because that was a punch. It wasn't an elbow. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, that would cause the cut. And um, he took step aside, so I'm not tripping. He took step aside, so I'm not sure if that step aside package means he's going to be on the undercard or he just getting some bread and fight the winner. So I don't know. We'll see though. So yeah, that's those are the 4 matchroom shows that they announced for 2026. I'm cool with it. January and February, so I'm cool. I like schedules in boxing, and it gives us something to talk about and look forward to. So they haven't announced the undercards for those 4 events, so that should be coming pretty soon. Let me see. There's a video of Bachman working with Robert Garcia when he first came to the States. I don't think Robert want Virgil to face him either. I don't think they want him to face him with the IBF stipulations. That's what I think. I don't think nobody. I think that was a lot of sticking points of fighting Bachman because that rehydration. So like 11 pounds for 154 to your secondary rehydration. I think if that's not on the table, if it's a little unification, I think they'll take that fight. I don't know. Just me. I think that IBF stipulates those guys ain't trying to do that. He said 2 Euro bombs. That's gonna be a fun fight though. Whatever you call them, that's gonna be a fun fight. I thought he was done too. Man, I thought he was too. But I guess he come back for this one. He has a style to beat Nunez, but I can't trust him anymore. He's on a decline. Him struggling to make weight. I don't understand how he's struggling to make weight in every division he's been in. He's a tough out though. I mean, let's see. Let's see. Maybe those weight cuts is because consistently doing that, bro, it's crazy. That speaks to his temperament, and it also speaks. He got a lot of dog in him, but it's gonna catch up with him. Let's see. I think I do agree. I think Nunez do have a style because he's a boxer puncher. He can box, and he a big puncher, so he can make Navarrete pay. You know what I'm saying? Because he have a lot of flaws, bro. A lot of flaws. Fizz Nunez, what's good with you, bro? Good morning. Salute to you. He said, "Who you think for next opponent?" Man, I don't know. He outside looking in. Oh, he's definitely outside looking in. I don't know. Um, he need an eliminator. He need one in the worst way. excuse me, if any fighter that need an eliminator in the sport of boxing, business of boxing, it's him. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Um, if I'm him, shit, I don't know. I would say to go down the IBF route and fight Zerbeck for the final eliminator. That's what I would advise him to do, because if you do that, he pretty much guaranteed the fight for a title, because the IBF, they're going to stand on their rules for the most part. WBA, we have Jazza Dickens and we got the Susumi kid fighting, right? So they basically gonna fight for the full title, because Lamont Roach, he ain't coming back. No matter what he say, he not coming back to 130. And after, especially if he beats Pitbull Cruz, then he'll probably just vacate. He'll vacate. They're gonna give him like 15, 20 days to decide which division he want to campaign in, and then they're gonna end up stripping him, whatever, right? So basically, that fight with Jazza Dickens is going to get upgraded to a full title. So does Ray Ford fight an eliminator with the WBA and get insurances that he's going to get the winner, or do he fight for like the interim title when once I don't know, but he's the odd man out. He's the odd man out, bro. Like they wanted him to have some crazy ass performance against Abraham Nova, which not a lot of people have crazy performances against him. So that was like, okay, you got to go knock him out in 2 rounds, so I can go to Turkey and say he deserved this fight over Susumi. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy, like because of the business and the politics of boxing can do fighters dirty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because look, they was talking about Nunes and Ray Ford like over and over. That's all we was hearing. And then next thing you know, Eddie was like, "Nah, let's do Navarrete." And Ray Ford got lost in the shuffle. He's not gonna get the O'Shaquie Foster fight. O'Shaquie Foster is not gonna just get him a voluntary defense, because he could have did that already. Um, it looked like he's not gonna get Jazza Dickens. His best option is do the IBF if he can make it. If he can make that second round, that second day rehydration. So I think Eubanks only lost because he was dehydrated and drained. Um, I don't think that's the only reason. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I think that was a big reason, but maybe not the only reason. I think he's faded though. Eubank is faded. Um, when guys that has been noted for having a good chin in their career start to get hurt, like on the regular, and they faded. They done. Once their punch resistance is gone, it's a wrap. And we saw that with the Liam Smith fight, and then even the first Conor fight. But yeah, I think being weight drain is a big thing. But shit, I can't trip because he signed a contract. So it is what it is. Yeah, he's on that Japanese card. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do for Ray Ford. I would say the IBF is the most. This is the best route to go if we can get an eliminator. Now look, the IBF did order Zerbeck versus Lynn Wilson. Lynn Wilson said, "Nah, I'm cool. I think he moved up to lightweight." So they're supposed to go down the list like they did at heavyweight when they was those guys turned down Frank Sanchez. They went down the list. All right, no Moses, no Efe, all right, no Torres. Okay, Dubois said, "Okay, I accept it." I ain't hear about them doing it at 130, going down the list for Zerbeck. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And Ray Ford, so it's Zerbeck, then it's Ray Ford. So I feel like that's the route he got to go. You know what I'm saying? Because look, if let's say Nunes wins, right? If Nunes wins, he don't have to worry about the rehydration clause because it's a unified title fight. You feel me? So he only had to deal with the rehydration clause one time against Zerbeck. But I'm not sure if he want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. So Ray Ford, the odd man out, bro. He the odd man out unless, yeah, he the odd man out. And I look, it's crazy because when Ray Ford moved up to 130, his first two fights at 130 was good. He looked good. He looked sharp. He looked stronger, sharp. He was hurting those guys, and he looked good. First two fights. The one with Nova, Nova is a vet. He's been around for a while. He know how to survive. He know how to do just enough not to get stopped. If he's not gonna win, like in a lot of cases, if he's not gonna win, he's not gonna get stopped. You know what I'm saying? The only one that stopped him was Robesi, and that was at 126 when he was weight drained. We all know he's a big 130 pounder. So fighting Ray Ford on short notice, people was looking at, oh, he's gonna get stopped, he's gonna do this. But Nova is a tricky fighter, bro. He a veteran. You know what I'm saying? I wish Shot would face forward, but Shot moving to 135. Maybe so. Maybe. Depending on the opportunity. Maybe he'll move up. I know he been flirting with the idea. He been tight at 130 for a long time. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think 130, 135. I can see him move to 135, but that's the game, bro. That's the game. Because Foster and Ford is not a big fight, and these promoters it's a good fight for that. And this is why I have to go back to. I always correct myself when I say the sport of boxing because it's not no sport. It's dressed up like one, but it's not one really because that is a good fight for the division. It's a good fight for boxing fans. Far as rankings and all that shit, right? What's the point of having rankings if the number 4, number 3 guy not fighting to see who can get to number 2? You know what I'm saying? Or fight, it's not like that. So it's about the business, and a lot of times these fights don't happen because of business. Who's going to is it guaranteed that a Shockey Foster versus a Raymond Ford fight is going to do well? Where they going to put the fight at? They probably had to put it in New Jersey for us to get any type of revenue. Because I know Shock is from Texas, but do we got a big fan base out there? Like, I don't know. I know he fought Ray Vargas at the Alamo Dome. I don't know if that shit was full. I don't know. I don't remember it being like a crazy sellout. So that's why a lot of times these fights don't happen. You know what I'm saying? If it's a total different concept in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's a total different, and it's never really been that way. People would tell you, "Oh, back in the day, yeah, I fought this." Nah, it wasn't like that. If you was a star in the division, you can pick and choose. You can move this way, you can move that way. Go look at Sugar Ray Leonard's career, bro. Man, Sugar Ray Leonard was making. He was like, hold on, I ain't fighting that dude right there. I'm gonna fight him. You know what I'm saying? He been on that A side type shit. Now he did fight top guys. Like he did fight top guys. He did. The Hearns fight. They fought young in their career and stuff like that. But it's up like he was supposed like in '88. Wait, no, yeah, I forgot what year. After he beat Hagler, he was supposed to fight Michael Nunn. You know what I'm saying? He was at the fight with Michael Nunn and Colin Bay. He seen that shit. He was like, "I'm gonna fight Hearns. I'm gonna fight Hearns. Fuck that. Hearns was looking shaky. You know what I'm saying? Recently, you know, and I'm gonna fight Hearns." Then he went and fought Uno Mas against Duran. Those are money fights. Those not the fights that what I'm saying that probably would have challenged him. It was a name fight because he had history with those guys. So that shit been happening. Ray Vargas, so he's in a situation with the WBC where he's waiting for the results of Fulton and Foster because he was promised to come to get his championship out of recess, and he's supposed to defend against Carlos Castro, but that fight is just prolonged because Foster and Fulton, they just getting the fight date. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to fight like 6 months ago. So that's the hold up for that. But as soon as we get a result on that, we'll probably see Ray Vargas get his title back at featherweight as champion, coming out of recess and fighting Castro. And that's who Shushu supposed to fight. Shushu supposed to fight the winner of Castro and Vargas. So stay tuned. The WBC convention is coming up the first week of December, and a lot of these questions that we need answered, we'll probably get some type of answer then. You know what I'm saying? If they actually follow through with their order, because the WBC order a lot of fights, and it be some good fights too. But a lot of times, them shits they fall through. You know what I'm saying? Because they can order the fight all day, but if the promoter and the managers and all that shit ain't trying to make the fight, then it's like obsolete. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Salute to everybody coming through the building, man. I appreciate y'all time. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Salute to the playback. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you drop your comments, man. I appreciate it. I'll be back on Tuesday. We got a pre-gamer show for sure. We're going to talk about this fight week. That's why people like you are important, bro. You give context to certain fights on paper, it just look like these guys fought the top fighters. Yeah, bro, I appreciate that. Yeah. I go back and do my research and I look because I have old heads be telling me, man, they fought everybody back then. They did this and did that. So I go back and watch the fight and listen to the telecast and listen to how he didn't want to fight that one and he was stalling out for this and that. But he did, I don't know. Like Sugar Ray Leonard's career is kind of like Canelo's in a sense, because he fought guys at the right time too. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get him. See, that's what I'm saying. The old heads will condemn us for doing this, but we go back because they say, "Oh, these guys untouchable. They did this. We can't go back and look at it." But he only had 40 fights, Sugar Ray Leonard. And a lot of from after his eye injury, that motherfucker was picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? And even before that, he was fighting. He fought everybody, like all the top guys, but it wasn't like he didn't fight everybody that he could have fought. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't fight Mike McCallum. You know what I'm saying? He could like guys like Jackson at the time. Michael Nunn. There's guys out there that he left all on the table. So he thought he can come back and cherry pick Terry Norris because Terry Norris don't got no chin. Great fighter, but he ain't never had a solid chin. So he thought he could come back and cherry pick him. And that shit was crazy. So yeah, if you go back and do your research and you listen to the telecast and you listen to this, they give it to you. And when I listen to it, it sounds like the shit that's going on today. You know what I'm saying? He had a rehydration clause. He had a catch weight against Tommy Hearns in the second fight. I think it was like 163. Go back and look at it. 163. They was trying to put both titles on the line at 160 and 168. I think Tommy Hearns came in at 163. So they're talking about catch weights. That shit been going on. Um, so the deadline for negotiation was the 13th. Now they got another deadline to go to purse bid. So like I think it's another 15 days. So the WBA do their purse bid differently. So like the WBC, if the deadline was the 13th they go on the purse bid. But the WBA gives them more time to negotiate. Then they schedule a purse bid. So if the deadline was the 13th, the purse bid might be on the 28th or some shit like that. So yeah, but hopefully we get it. Definitely for Hagler at the right time. Got him at the right time. So it is what it is, but it's cool. It's the way Bud moving different as compared to certain historical greats. If he fight Janabek, I don't think he getting Janabek at the right time. That might be the worst time. Um, I think his a little different, you know, because remember a lot of people didn't think he should have fought Canelo first. I was hearing people say he should have took a fight at 160 and then move up to fight 168. They were saying he should fight Derevyanchenko and all to have like 2 fights before Canelo. So his was a little different because Canelo was still considered one of the top guys. But Janibek, if he moved down and go straight to Janibek, if Janibek beat Lara and become undisputed and fight Adamas after that, man, that might look. I'm telling you, that might be his biggest accomplishment. I ain't gonna lie. I know he beat Canelo. Yes, yes, that's a great compliment too. But Janibek is a tough style, bro. Canelo's style ain't that hard for Crawford and fighters like Crawford. You know, slick fighters and stuff like that. But Janibek is a tough ass style matchup. 6'2", southpaw, boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? And he got a killer instinct. He gonna make Crawford work for it. So that to me, and you look at it historically, he won't get the credit. They won't look at Janibek as this great fighter and such and such. But very like in live time, that's a dangerous fight for Crawford. I ain't gonna lie. That's a dangerous fight. Tough ass fight if it's Janibek. Lara is a tough fight too, but Lara is a little bit like a little bit older, but it's still a tough fight because Lara is punching at 160. So yeah, bro, I think he should get credit if you look back historically though. That's a tough take, bro. You're right. That might be. I'm saying because like this because it's not a big name. It don't mean those accomplishments are not big. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a lot of guys that have trouble with certain styles, and it looked like he have trouble with that European type of style. The two toughest fights for me for Crawford was Igor Kavalauskas and Israel Majimov. They all from that same type of European type of school. Janibek is from that school, but he's a bigger puncher at 6'2" and a southpaw. You know what I'm saying? From Kazakhstan. That's a tough fight. I respect him for that if he take that fight. I don't know about those rumors. I think that's maybe whoever put that out was embellishing, or that's what they wanted. You know, you'll find a lot of guys will put out what they think is going to happen, and then they'll push it and make it sound like that. I'm not so sure. You know what I'm saying? So, because I always heard that Adamas is going to 168. You know what I'm saying? And I heard that's from a good source, and you can put the pieces together by that when you see Jesus Ramos fighting for the WC interim title. Why would they put that tag on him if we have an active champion in Adamas? So I don't know. Maybe he is waiting out a call to get the Crawford fight, but I'm not sure if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? For Omaha, I'm not sure. Does it make sense? To me, it don't make sense. I don't feel like Crawford need to take. No, I think Crawford is in a position where he can just sit back and say, "Go fight each other. Go get undisputed, and I'll get undisputed next." You know what I'm saying? Because him having an extra fight, Crawford ain't been active in years. When the last time he had 2 fights in 12 months? Long ass time. I don't think that shit gonna change now. But we'll see. Turkey and Bud was together in England yesterday. You know, what I'm saying I seen that. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if they make the Adamas fight. I'm not mad at it because that seems like that's the road. That would be him fighting Adamas and then fighting the winner of Janibek and Lara will only enhance his legacy. So I'm not mad at it, but I don't know if that's what he's going to do. I think that rumor being out there is just a rumor. I don't know if it's something real. So we'll see. We'll see. Salute to everybody coming through the building, though. I appreciate the time. I'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to talk about this fight week. And once again, I'm out. Salute.